The top, before we talk about the scrimmage, you told the team about Justin Hornsby, who's been a big part of this team and what he's done and kind of the decision he made earlier today. Just take us through what he's meant to this program and why guys like him, even though he won't be on the field this fall, have been a big part of laying that foundation.
Well, Justin's done everything we've ever asked. You know, he represents our program in a first-class manner. He's earned his degree, and football is not forever. And when we win a championship, it's going to be because of guys like him that have built the foundation and have built it the right way, and we couldn't have enough more of Justin Hornsby's in our program.
When you get into the game today, the scrimmage, you mentioned there's so much you find out when the bullets start to fly. What did you and your staff, even though you'll learn more when you go to watch film later on today and tomorrow, off the top, what did you think you learned today?
Well, you know, first of all, you're going to see a lot more good and bad. You didn't see it on the film that you're going to see you're going to see on film. And things you wanted to hear today is you wanted to hear football. You wanted to see us tackle. You wanted, eliminate mistakes. I thought we still had too many penalties that we shouldn't be making, and we got to get that cleaned up. Eastern Illinois is right around the corner, and we got to get taken care of those corrections, which we'll do. We'll get it ironed out and get better come Monday. But those things jumped out as where we got to improve.
Curt, in terms of your goal, as far as personnel groupings and things like that, what was your kind of modus operandi on that on this first scrimmage in terms of mixing personnel on both sides of the ball and special teams?
We tried to narrow it down to 1 to 2 positions, or 1 to 2 deep at every position. Quarterback a little bit different. We're still working with 3. We'll be close to making a decision at quarterback. We've got to for the best of the team. Other positions are starting to solidify. We'll know more here after tonight after we watch the film. But, we're getting closer, and it's time to start getting ready for Eastern Illinois.
In terms of, taking the film out of it, which obviously you'll do a lot more analysis when you see that, based on just observational goals today, from what you wanted to see out there, you said you wanted to see football, but did the performance on both sides of the ball match up what you wanted to see, at least on your first impression glance before you look at film?
It's still not where we need it to be. It's improved. The execution, the communication, getting the call. It looks like football out there. There's still a lot that we've got to get better at, there's no doubt. But you can see that we're a much better improved football team than the spring.
You talked about Justin. What was the nature of his injury, and how did it occur?
Well, here's a young man who's had 6 operations, and wanted to be out there. And there comes a time in every athlete's career that you got to retire. And he wants to go mentally, but physically, his body it was time, and he's earned his degree. And football's not forever, and he's going to be successful whatever he does, and he's got a great education from Indiana State. It's going to put him in a great position to be successful in life.
Coach, a lot of talking between the offense and defense, especially late in the scrimmage. What did you think of the intensity out there tonight?
The intensity in between the whistles I'm fine with. We've got to eliminate what's after. That's the thing we've got to get corrected. We had an ejection. We had some unsportsmanlike. There's no part of that in this program. We're not going to tolerate that. The other things, as far as jumping off sides and delay of games, we'll get that corrected. But we won't be on the field if they're gonna hurt the team with 15-yard penalties.
Okay, you touched on it a little bit. Competition at quarterback. What did you learn from your QBs today?
Well, we'll watch the film. I don't know if we've learned anything more than what we've already seen. We know that all 3 have been competing. All 3 have made drastic improvement. It's a close call right now. There's one series, you see one do something really good, and then the other one do something. We're just waiting to see when we grade the film who's jumped out and who's the most consistent.
From first impressions today, any guys on the field on either side of the ball that really impressed you?
Well, I still like the way our running backs are running the football. I feel those guys especially. I thought there was holes open up, and when there weren't holes and there were bodies in the unblocked players, I thought the running backs were able to make guys miss in the hole. I thought the running backs particularly really jumped out.
Coach, you brought up And I know everybody's kind of looking at that quarterback position, but there's also other battles going on in this team. But you also talk with your staff, and with the guys just a moment ago, it's decision time when you get to this week. Just how you and your staff really progress and how you make those decisions and your confidence in those decisions as you guys move forward here into the hard to believe a final week of fall camp.
You know, communication's everything with our players. And, you know, we're going to tell them what they need to know, not what they want to hear for the best of the program. And that's why we're coaches. We have to make those decisions, and we got to do what's best for the program. Every player on this team understands that. We got to really get going on Eastern Illinois this week and start honing in on who those guys are going to be, who are going to be the guys who are going to play, not only as starters but as backups. They're going to have a significant role in this football team.